This virtual roundtable brings together some key figures in the basketball community to discuss our player comparisons. They all went into the NBA draft time machine and came out with their own takes on who they'd select if both players were in the same draft class. A key factor in their decision, 10 years of equally good health. In the first episode of this special series, our esteemed guests reveal their choice between some outstanding defensive anchors. We'll call this episode Defensive Titans. So Sherwin Vassallo is a basketball trainer and strength trainer from Winnipeg, Canada. Who did he go with when it came to Metta World Peace and Draymond Green?
I'm going with Draymond.
Okay.
I think Draymond is a little bit more complete as a glue person. When I hear Ron Artest, I think defensive specialist. When I think Draymond, I think defense. I think the intangibles of the game that he's able to execute as opposed to what Ron Artest did.
Okay. Fair enough.
Paul Knepper is the author of The Knicks of the 90s, which features a time period where the Knicks had players like Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Mark Jackson, and even Pat Riley as coach.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because I think at his best, I think Artest was the better player at his best.
Yes.
I think I would go with Draymond for the longevity, too. I think he was at a higher level for a longer period of time than Artest was. But Artest at his best was better, but I'll take Draymond.
Zach Chavalella is the editor for Philly Sports Network, and he's also the digital editor for Metro Philly newspaper.
I think Ron Artest was such a special player overall, and offensively, or I should say as a scorer, was so far ahead of Draymond Green. But the versatility and facilitation of Draymond is something that we almost have never seen in the NBA. So very rare. I have to go Draymond Green over Ron Artest. I just feel the way that he was able to actually clamp a guy. Ron bullied people. Ron had people afraid. Draymond absolutely just clamped guys up. And the way that he was able to do that was truly special. Now, he immensely benefited from being able to play off of Steph and Clay. And I fully understand that. However, just with the measurables, the attitude, which I think is pretty even between Draymond and Ron,
right,
and just the ability to, like I said, just shut those guys down. Give me Draymond Green.
Chris Wilde has an interesting take on this comparison and actually uses a little bit of humor to get his point across.
Draymond Green or Ron Artest?
Ooh.
Metta World Peace.
Oh, that's a great response.
Yeah. This is a good pod. Yeah.
Yeah, because Draymond Green obviously has all the rings, but he needed that help, and not that Ron Artest didn't need help, but Ron Artest will go and fight the entire fan base. He'll go into the stands and he will fight you. And Draymond Green's not that tough. Draymond Green will fight his teammate, but he would never go into the stands and fight an away fan. Actually, it was a home fan. I believe Ron Artest was an Indiana Pacer.
I don't remember.
That
was
time,
04. Yeah.
And went into Detroit and Auburn Hills or whatever and beat up Pistons fans. I think I would choose Artest, honestly. And then also, he changed his name to Metta World Peace. So, he's just a cooler guy.
Chris Wilde is a co-host of the longest-running Clippers podcast out there. It's called Clipcast, alongside Henry Dittman.
Draymond Green. There's another podcast I'm not going to listen to.
And very vocal about mental health. He's I like Ron Artest.
Chris Wilde actually ran into Metta World Peace right after he became a Laker.
Cool story about Ron Artest is that he joined the L Word, and I was watching some Fox Sports or ESPN thing, and Ron Artest is on the screen talking about joining the L Word, and I was at Baby Blues Barbecue, which still exists in Venice, but used to be in West Hollywood as well, and I'm at the barbecue joint going, look at Ron Artest in his yellow shirt. He joined the L Word. And then the dude walked in, in the damn yellow shirt.
No way.
Into the barbecue restaurant. I was like, yo, that is sick. And at that point, I was like, wow, that's the most meta moment.
That's interesting, right? Like, this is an interesting sort of perspective all of a sudden, like, that I've gotten from this little exercise.
Dusty Garza has been covering the Spurs for many years, and he is a contributor for KABB Fox 29 and is also a contributor for NBA TV.
If I'm using that Spurs blueprint for how you draft players and who they are, it makes it so much easier. Like, you take all the guesswork out because you're leaving all the drama out. Now, I'm going to eliminate that for now and say I would go with Ron Artest because he is a better defender than, he was never in the right situation team-wise to have gone and won as many championships as Draymond has. But from a defense standpoint, like, that guy's incredible, and that's what the Spurs hang their hat on, is defense. So if we leave the drama out and we go ahead and look past it and we bring him in, that's who I would take for sure in this particular situation.
You can find our classic comparison between these two lockdown defenders in episode 4 of season 1.
Draymond Green.
Metta world peace.
Draymond Green.
Metta world peace.
Draymond Green.
Metta world peace.
Triangle at 2, box and 1. We see a block from Green. Curry, perfect feed. Back to Green for the slam. One outstanding highlight with defense beginning out there.
Every aspect of this was there. Look at all of the rotations. Draymond Green just hustling, gets the block.
On this episode of NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons, we compare two of the fiercest defenders to ever lock down opponents.
Trying to score on him in his prime is like a lonely matador facing a raging bull.
Their defensive styles as cerebral as they are physical.
He changed his name the way that he changed opponents' shots.
Their strength and agility led to dominance on the wing and in the paint.
Thinking about challenging these two at the rim? Think again.
We are proud to present to you Draymond Green and Metta World Peace. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Ben.
And we are here to talk NBA
Now and Then.
In this intro segment, Maurice focuses on the versatility of Draymond Green and Metta World Peace. Lucas labels their styles as an art form, and Ben expresses their special role to help win a championship. Me, well, I comment on the positive impact that they've had on the game. So we're talking Draymond Green. We are talking about Metta World Peace. Maurice, why are we comparing these two today?
Both of them are known as versatile defenders. Both of them are known to be very intense, I'll put it like that, on the basketball court. There's a lot of good similarities between the two of them.
Lucas, what about you?
I think there are few players in NBA history that makes defense an art, and these two definitely are on that list.
Ben?
I would say that both guys can truly guard 1 through 5. They're the kind of the glue to win a championship.
Yeah, everything you guys just said, I can echo, but particularly Maurice, the whole intensity component of both of these players will always stand out to me, and not always a negative thing. I think the easiest thing to go to with highlights with these guys is the bad stuff that happened because of their passion for the game. But we're going to focus on a lot of the positive things that these two guys brought to the NBA. We compared Joel Embiid to Hakeem Olajuwon in episode 13 of season 1.
Again, it's one of those things, ask me another day, I'll pick the other guy. But I think right now, just thinking in my head.
Sherwin had this to say about the comparison between Joel Embiid and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Embiid is so big, so strong, and he can stretch the floor. So, I mean, if I'm going to be picking one guy in the draft, I'm going to be taking him because he can give me more options with what I can do on the floor with my team.
Zach wants to go with Joel Embiid, but it seems as though the Philly front office drama makes him a little reluctant to make this choice.
If I'm understanding this, what we're doing correctly,
right,
is that this effectively puts them on level playing ground. Is that correct?
Yes. Health-wise.
Health-wise, yes.
Yeah.
Now, organization-wise,
Ooh, I get where you're going. Organization stays the same.
Can I? Okay. All right. Yeah. No, got to go Hakeem. There's no doubt Hakeem. Because listen, Embiid could not overcome the Colangelos, not through any fault of his own.
Could any player have overcome over the Colangelos though?
I don't know that Jordan could have done it, man. Like, and it's not just the Colangelos either. Like the organization has gone through miscue after miscue after miscue, and to put so many ill-filling parts next to Joel and waste so many years of his prime. Listen, if we're keeping organization the same, there's just no way. If you're talking about you're starting, a team fresh and you're taking one of these guys, I honestly would take Joel Embiid. Okay. However, I think you have to look at the context of it, and he was denied the opportunity to succeed so far into his career.
Paul has high praise for Hakeem Olajuwon, and he has a defensive statistic to back it up.
I'm just a big dream guy, and I think, obviously it's tough because the game has changed and the way they play is somewhat differently. Embiid could protect the rim, for sure. I don't think people know how great a defender Olajuwon was. Like, Olajuwon won Defensive Player of the Year. You want a fun exercise, look at Olajuwon's all-time rankings in blocks and steals. Mm-hmm. No other center is ranks in the top 10 or 20, whatever it is, in steals. So I think pure talent, I would give him the slight edge.
Christopher Klein is a senior writer for Fansided, and he's been covering the Sixers for several years now for the website The Sixer Sense.
This is tough. So you're saying that they get 10 years of guaranteed perfect health.
Guaranteed perfect health.
That's so hard to imagine with Joel because he's literally never been healthy in the playoffs. So
this is fantasy. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
Chris gives all due props to Embiid for his offensive prowess, but he goes with Olajuwon when it comes to the defensive side of the ball.
Joel is kind of Hakeem, learned a lot from Hakeem offensively and kind of juiced it up and expanded out to the 3-point line.
Oh, yeah.
I think offensively Joel is one of the best. I think he still leads the league in points per minute ever.
Yeah,
Joel is quite literally one of the best scorers we've ever seen. You can complain all you want about how he gets those points. Yeah, Joel is one of the great scorers of all time. So I think you have to hand it to Joel offensively. That might be sacrilege in certain circles. I'm just going to say it. Defensively, Hakeem, Joel's an amazing defender. Joel's probably one of the 10 most impactful defenders in the league, maybe one of the 5 most when he's really locked in.
Yeah.
You have to give Hakeem the defensive edge.
Chris Wilde has an easy time making this choice, and he has a defensive statistic that is quite astounding.
Joel Embiid or Hakeem Olajuwon?
Oh my gosh. Again, you gotta go chips, right? Hakeem the Dream, Olajuwon winning back-to-back. I said this earlier on the show. In 70 plus years, it's over 75 years, whatever it is, every single year, it's the 1 seed, the 2 seed, or the 3 seed that wins the NBA championship, except for twice, ever. And so one of them was a 4 seed, Bill Russell's Celtics, and Bill Russell was injured, so that's why they limped in at the 4 seed, but then they won it all. And the other person to do it was Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon as a 6 seed. But so if you're not a returning champion, you have to be 1, 2, or 3. So hats off to Hakeem Olajuwon, who is the only 6 seed champion in NBA history. There's never been an 8, there's never been a 7, there's never been a 5. There's only been 1 6 seed, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. So sorry, you Sixer homers. I'm going for the Dream.
Joel Embiid. Hakeem Olajuwon. Joel Embiid. Hakeem Olajuwon. Joel Embiid. Olajuwon for 3.
Morant in a thicket of defenders. No! Loose. Diving. Collision. Harden. Embiid.
On Hall of Fame Episode 1 of NBA Now and Then, The Greatest Comparisons, we compare 2 of the most skilled big men in NBA history.
He held down Houston in the 80s and the 90s.
Their footwork unparalleled.
He's doing things today that no center ever dreamed of.
Dominant on both sides of the ball.
They've helped put Africa on the map with dynamic displays of greatness.
We are thrilled to present to you Joel Embiid and Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Ben.
And we are here to talk NBA
now and then.
At the start of our comparison of Joel Embiid to Hakeem Olajuwon, Lucas mentions the historic importance regarding their heritage, Ben highlights their impact on the center position, and Maurice praises their overall skill. My remarks target their influence on popularizing basketball on another continent. All right, welcome back, everyone. We're going to be talking about two of the greatest centers ever to put on an NBA jersey. We're going to start off with a general overview in terms of how we feel about this comparison. When you think about these players, Lucas, what makes this comparison so special?
I mean, as far as I know, they're the only two centers from Africa to ever win MVP. So I think that just starts it off right there.
I would say they kind of changed the game for the center. They have guard skills, post up, and they're both really dominant on both ends.
Both skilled big men down low. Both of them have great footwork. Both of them have amazing touch. It's uncanny, the comparisons between the both of them.
Seeing these guys play, and I remember growing up watching Hakeem play, they were so skilled. And to be as big, as tall as they are, it truly is amazing to me. And also to know that they came from Africa, obviously, where in the NBA, it was mostly an American sport, especially in the 80s. And then they basically kind of created an opportunity and brought the NBA game to an entire continent. And now more and more players are starting to be interested in the NBA from the great continent of Africa. These two towering bigs, Rudy Gobert and Dikembe Mutombo, were compared in our classic episode 19 from our first season. Much maligned, the Frenchman, Rudy Gobert. Can't knock his awards, though. The guy got a lot of defensive player of years. Or Dikembe Mutombo. Who are you going with? You like Gobert, I forgot. That's your guy.
Yeah,
that is your guy.
I don't know if my guy. I don't want to claim. I don't know if I really care about Rudy Gobert, the person. But
right.
I at least understand and appreciate how good he's been.
Chris Klein calls this comparison a coin flip, but in the end, he ends up going with Mutombo.
I'm going to go with Dikembe. Just
what? Okay, okay.
They have the. I'm going with Dikembe. They're both very similar in terms of resume. Obviously, Dikembe maybe got a bit further in the playoffs in his career at certain points.
It's true.
I think this is really close. I mean, these are like two of the best defensive centers in league history. I think you could flip a coin, really. I might be wrong, but I'll go with Dikembe.
Yeah, this comparison episode, Chris, first of all, it went over two hours long. Usually we wrap it up hour and a half, hour 40 change. But for some reason, because they're so similar, both of these players. And numbers-wise, it's one of our most popular episodes in terms of downloads. I think in the other, we did the comparison with Dwight Howard to Jaren Jackson. For some reason, they're very popular episodes. I don't know why. Maybe people are fascinated by their defense. Larry Atkins is the author of the book Foul or Fair, Ethical and Social Issues in Sports. How about Rudy Gobert or Dikembe Mutombo?
Tough one. As a Sixers fan, I'll go with Mutombo.
There we go. I'll take that.
In there.
Yeah.
Essentially, they're really the same player. We did that comparison, Larry, and they were very similar. Very similar.
That was actually one of our longer comparisons, and I don't think anybody was expecting that to be a long one.
Yeah. Agreed. Here's another one. Mike Giuseppe is a co-host of a Ringer podcast called Sports Cards Nonsense. Rudy Gobert or Dikembe Mutombo?
Oh, Dikembe. Here's my problem with Gobert. He's terrible against good offense. He is like the Kevin Love on the defensive end of the court. You put Kevin Love out there, he'll put up 40 and 30 and lose by 60 points. Gobert, you get him in a high pick and roll, it's over. I think he's one of the most overrated defensive players in the league. It's wild because he's got. What was he, a 4 defensive player of the years now?
He does.
First of all, how he won that over Wemby this year is insane to me. Statistically, not even close. Even the advanced metrics, I don't know what people voted on.
Mike creates a clear distinction between Rudy Gobert and Dikembe Mutombo.
But Gobert is that guy. He's great until he plays good competition, and he gets tore up. And it happened again this year. The Mavs ate him alive.
Yeah.
Dikembe, man, I mean, you were not finishing at the rim with Dikembe, and if you did, he was going to knock you out of the game for a month. I mean, he was physical. He could move, especially early in Denver too. He could move. Yeah, Dikembe to me was great and understood the floor. He was a super intelligent dude.
Agreed.
Yeah, it didn't look good for Rudy when he was benched. Pretty much the end of every fourth quarter.
You have to. It's like the Shaq treatment, but on the defensive end. He's a liability against good offense.
Dusty gives Mutombo the highest compliment for this reason.
Even though he has these great skills and this amazing ability to be a great defender and keep shots away, you got to go with the other guy because he's a legend and he always showed up, and his reputation off the court as a person, as a human being, was amazing. And I believe it was for a reason. I believe that he had a special heart and a special talent that he was able to maximize, because at the time he was also a trailblazer. Like, not the team, but literally a trailblazer. He was trying to find a way to stay in the NBA, and he found a niche and he did it. And so I'm going to definitely go with Dikembe.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Rudy Gobert.
Dikembe Mutombo. Rudy Gobert. Dikembe Mutombo. That's a good shot was blocked by Mutombo. The fans want to go in. Blocked again by Mutombo. And the Rockets come up with it with 14 seconds left.
That is meeting someone.
Dikembe Mutombo has 4 blocks in the game.
On this episode of NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons, we compare two towering defensive anchors from their respective eras.
In today's game, this shot blocker breaks the stereotype that international players are not good defenders.
Their games impactful at the rim.
In the 90s, the play usually didn't end well for an opponent if this player wagged his finger.
As they patrolled the paint with purpose.
Guarding the rim defined their role and helped their teams make deep playoff runs.
We are eager to present to you Rudy Gobert and Dikembe Mutombo. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Ben.
And we're here to talk NBA
now and then.
Kicking off this comparison of Rudy Gobert to Dikembe Mutombo, Lucas draws attention to their international impact, then gives them props as superior rebounders from their era, and Maurice shines a light on the uniqueness of their games as well as their nicknames. I bring up the rear, offering insight into the franchise that drafted them. Before we jump into our comparison, let's clarify our goal. I think for quite a few episodes, it's always been like, who's the most similar to this player from then to now? This time, I think we can actually try to determine who had the better career. So both players had over 10 years of experience, and I think we have a nice sample size to work with to see who was or is the better player. So let's begin with our overview. Lucas, why are we comparing Rudy Gobert to Dikembe Mutombo right now?
Because they are on a very short list of defensive international stars. There aren't that many, and these two are arguably at the top.
Definitely. Obviously, Rudy Gobert from France and Dikembe from the Republic of Congo. How about you, Ben? Why are we comparing these players?
Two of the greatest rebounders of all time. Very underrated rebounders, I think, because of their defense. People think like, oh, they forget that these guys led the league in rebounding many times.
Oh, yeah, they were monsters on the glass, definitely. And what about you, Maurice?
Well, you're going to get into the biography with both players and their nicknames, but when they both have nicknames that represent their prowess on the shot blocking end, that tells you something right there. Both of them are huge intimidators at the rim, when you could change the offensive game plan just by you being there and alterate everything that happens at the rim, that's a weapon in itself.
Yeah, the intimidation factor. And the one thing that I found interesting that I completely forgot about with this comparison is if you just start with how they were drafted or where they were drafted to, they were both drafted by the same franchise. Did you guys know that?
I did not.
Yes, I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they were both drafted by Denver, Lucas.
That's right. Because
when was Gobert drafted?
2013.
Yeah. And then Jokic was drafted in 2014. So can you imagine?
Whoa, that's a different type of Twin Tower.
Think about that. Oh my goodness. Jokic at the 4 with Gobert playing the 5.
Well, interesting fact. The Nuggets did try Jokic at the 4 because they had use of Nurkic as their starting center before Jokic, which I think
that was way back.
Nurkic was drafted the year before Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first round, so they tried to make that work, but it didn't.
Jokic was in the 2014 draft, right?
Yeah, and I think Nurkic was either 2012 or 2013.
All right, well, let's get to it. We just want to give a big thanks to all of the guests that we had on our show. That includes Larry Atkins, Mike Giuseppe, Chris Wilde, Sherwin Vasallo, Chris Klein, Dusty Garza, Paul Nepper, and Zach Chavalella. Please show them love. Follow them on their social media. We will have all their links attached to this podcast in the description. Give them a follow. They're huge members of their basketball community from their respective fields, from their respective towns. Again, show our guests some love, guys. Thanks for listening, and please check us out next week as we bring you another classic comparison featuring 2 outstanding rebounders. We're going to be talking Dennis Rodman and Andre Drummond. Until next time, I'm Uriah with NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons. Peace.